ourselves, and our leadership and our liberation from our past, our conviction program have washed us since we were little. Okay, Facebook going now? Yes. Where do I see comments? Let me see.
Okay.
Where will the comments appear? Okay. So, those who are watching me, looking through Facebook, I'm here now after some glitches. So I'm to talk to you about leadership, women's circles. Circles is an ancient practice. Women have met in circles since time immemorial, when they used to get together with each other and commit solidarity with each other, and they used to share secrets, knowledge, wisdom, guide in the go through hard times, difficulties, and what they were discovering about their bodies and their life, their identity. We've always felt the need, even in our technocracy times, in these times where so many demands on us, many options of what we can do with our time and our money, still women realize that the company of other women is nourishing and not comparable, or it is the same company of men or children or mixed groups. So it is a topic of leadership. We practice leadership. In women's circles, we practice leadership. Women are horizontal, meaning there's no hierarchy, there's no teacher, there's no master, there's no director. We're all the same importance, same life experience. We share the same anatomy and physiology. And for this reason, we can empathize what others go through, and we share our stories, our secrets, as well as what we have learned, we have gained our life, which is different for all of us. So they're very enriching, these circles. And they gained popularity in the last few years with the migration, the feminist movement, more associated with New Age, and to discuss divide about our as women. So, the umbrella of women's, I'd like to focus on the red tent practice. It is an ancient practice. The red tent is the name of a book, a novel written by a diamond. She wrote a novel about the red tent, ancient means biblical times. And the book became very popular because it resonated with women and their cellular memory of what life could be, what sisterhood is like, and what we love or celebrate rituals. So this is something we teach in the Mother Journey program on the fifth level, as associated with leadership. So, how is it in practice? Yes, women have always menstruated, and we recognize that the old wisdom tells us that at that time of the month, at that time of our cycle, we need to adopt different habits, different conduct. We should not make physical efforts like we may do at times. We need to recoil our body out more tender. We lose a lot of energetically, we lose a lot of fire at the time of the month. Uterus, for the neck of the womb, the cervix to open at that time, we need to, the ligaments give, our bones even, our joints give a little bit, just as the time when we open to give birth, not too different. So we need to take different measures and show respect for our body when we are going through menstruation. This is the principle. Traditionally, women used to menstruate together, I understand. We're not by the electricity or light or clock when we're by the moon, which is sex and rules feminine the waters of the earth. So do our menses respond to that. And so women used to menstruate at the time of the new moon, when the moon is dark, the light is dark, we go into our inner world. The space inside the dark is the inner space. And as we're naturally inclined to go towards part of the premenstrual and menstrual, we're less available for the outer world. We actually seclude ourselves partially to that space where we are with each other. Women used to menstruate together, be with each other, and that's the time when their intuition, veil between the unknown, is thinner, and we can discover things. So they're encouraged to meditate, we're encouraged to rest, nourish ourselves, and listen to each other to learn what are the stories that our sisters go through, what are the secrets to build, what are the open to find air, what bubbled up through the previous weeks of the cycle. Do you understand? So the red tent movement is something that gained momentum and popularity in the last, I would say, decade, last 2 decades, building up, and it's something that many now observe at the ashram which I founded and which I attend regularly. The women of the ashram and the spiritual community, there's many of us now, we meet every moon and New to hold red tent space, and we take leading such a space, putting forward a proposal to a theme to explore in our lives, or a potential that we want to develop. Whatever it is to be self, related to self, or it is related to female sexual pleasure, or it is related to our the arts or to recycling, whatever it is. It's wonderful always to share. There are certain rules that make space successful and fair. Times of women get together, some of us have such need that we tend to overtake circles walking and not express. In the red tent, we are talking where we hold when we want to have the word, when we want to talk. And someone else who wants to share after you, speak after they've listened to you. And this, we don't talk over each other. We don't, that we have a chance to fully listen, have a whole. It teaches to have respect and to be silence our inner dialogue. So that's one of the rules that makes the red tent successful. Another line in the functioning of a good tent, is that women commit to staying there. However, the circle unfolding, remember you're just as important an element of the circle as anybody else. So if the dynamics of the circle don't agree with you and you like the theme, or this is upsetting me, you ask for the stiff and you talk. And if you're in a certain way upset by what you share, you say so openly. And this encourages to not present things, not to pull up, not to get on, but instead to contribute something. It's not going well, put forward something else so it goes well. It meets your. Do you understand? This is one way of practicing leadership and communication skills. So you don't abandon the circle, you commit to staying till the end and show solidarity with your sisters. The third rule is that there's a commitment to confidentiality. You do not share, you create a safe space and you do not share outside and beyond the circle what's been disclosed there, so that people feel safe and they can open up and really be themselves, break the taboos, lose the fear. These are the three basic guidelines that make the circle successful. I wanted to tell you that in this talk today, unlike the other times, I say, please don't tell me in the chat what you're thinking, because I'm not reading that well. This time I'm reading the chat, and you can, if you have any doubts or any strong opinions about this topic of red tent and circle, then I'm ready to listen. Include your comments in my blog. So feel free to continue through the chat. The red tent is also an excellent the red tent is a good place for whole rituals. Children, generally speaking, are not allowed in the red tent unless they're breastfeeding and dependent on their mothers. But girls from the UK, the men are start bleeding. From that time onwards, girls are in the red tent. They learn about feminine issues. They learn from the elders. They learn what's happening in their bodies. Is this normal? I feel so, I'm experiencing that, or now I'm having that, or my period hasn't come, to share with them, and they can learn about themselves and their health. And also sexuality and relationships, because there will be their environment who have more experience and different experiences. Now what we get up to. So in the red tradition, I would say it's always a time to celebrate when a woman goes to a different phase in her life, whether it be menarche and the introduction to the active menstrual life, or whether it be menopause. It's also time for celebration. Leaves that behind, and she's mastered her power through the cycle of years, and she now enters a new phase of life when she's a giver. And in many cultures, she's then considered a sage. Her presence in the red tent is also welcome, but more like a source of wisdom and support rather than somebody still learning and need information. I know that in our culture this idea of, okay, girls, ladies, when you're menstruating, let's all go to the red tent, is not feasible for most people, myself included, at the time of my cycling years. It's not possible. We have family commitments, we have commitments, and to say, look, I'm taking time out, which is traditionally what was done. Women, time out, others can continue, give continuity to the hard work, the childcare, etc. And you take time out and you retrieve your essential self. Possible. So our proposal in this tradition is that you actually honor the time of the month, honor the time of your cycle by doing something different, by reducing the expectations of yourself, whether you have an exercise routine, go to yourself at that time, whether you to go to work, then maybe you can reduce your hours, to negotiation. I'm not saying you're going to meet great understanding with your boss, but see what you do, and especially what I say, which kind of is very important, is that you are menstrual. I really think it's important to create a relationship with the blood that you shed. It's sacred. It's not polluted. It's not pure. You eliminate it simply because there was not a life and you to nourish. That's why you shed it. And that blood is very rich in hormones, is rich in minerals, is rich in prana, life force. So instead of letting that blood go down the drain, I recommend you collect it in a moon cup, or maybe you collect it in a tampon or in a sanitary towel, and you soak it, dilute it in water, and then use it to feed the plants, the flowers, the trees, whatever. You will see great results. And it's a way of kind of recycling what was yours, part of you special, rather than just, oh, I'm no good. By letting it go, it's no good, and part of me is no good. Do you understand? It's very essential between these two approaches. But also you can take more care of yourself. I know some women and girls experience period pains. The ligaments have to open to allow for the neck of the womb to open, to allow for the blood to come, not unlike the time of giving birth. Cervix allow the baby to come, associate with pelvic discomfort. If it's a baby, of course, much more intense. The contractions of the labor are much more intense, but some women really experience intense pains. But by taking testing, also by time, reduce your physical activity and to a loving relationship with your feminine nature. Or for you, cycling is a great time. I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of women menstruation, oh, inconvenient again. It's so sad if that's how you see it. Please consider seeing it in a different way. Please consider creating a relationship. You are writing this, you are feeling bloated with the premenstrual symptoms. Consider seeing this as a welcome phase. I can let go. Finally, I'm renewing myself, because women have a mechanism of renewing every month. Something men don't have, something that makes blood how more pure, because there's a rejuvenation inbuilt system. So, yes, you can develop different things for yourself, or you can create these circles for holding space for other women and for sharing. It should be a place where you nourish yourself. It's not your circle, your duty, your leadership, but it's a place where you take turns. Now I'm leading, now you're leading, and I'm just sitting back, enjoying it. Remember that in the talk, and like the other talks, I welcome your contributions and suggestions. Put my glasses on and see if anybody. Doesn't make a difference. And allow. Welcome those of you who are committed to the topic. So holding space for women. The red tent does not exist ready-made in our cultures, in our neighborhoods, as it did in ancient times. We create this space. We call it periodic red tents. And then with the space, sisters welcome and gather. You feel something to offer women about self-knowledge about themselves, about self-healing, about empowerment. You can run things and workshops in the red tent space you created. It's very charged, because it has taken you commitment and discipline to gather the knowledge which you then share. Because normally speaking, women are not charged for. They're communal circles for self-individual benefit. And you can maybe make a donation for the space or refreshments, but usually you don't pay for somebody. There's no profit to be gained in red tent. Somebody asked me what was if there was any special diet associated with times of bleeding. Well, when they bleed, they should adopt a special diet. If you observe the practice of a degree of seclusion and rest during your period, which is advised, if it's not total then partial, then you're using less energy, less calories, and it's advised that you eat more lightly. Not fast, not go through austerities, but you eat more lightly, more heavy food, because your body is already doing something in the lower part of the body, in the pelvis, in the abdomen, something's going on. So don't burden with your digestive system with energy, because digestion requires a lot of energy, and energy is being shed. So eat more lightly. The other thing that the teachings of Kundalini Yoga advise, and this is based on Ayurveda, is that you ingest for breakfast, first thing in the morning, a handful of almonds in their skin. And you say these almonds in ghee. Ghee is a form of purified or clarified butter. It's butter that comes from milk, that comes from the cow, so the production of milk has already required a lot of energy and heat for the production. Then you beat it to obtain the cream, which then becomes butter. Eat it first. And then if you heat that butter to high temperatures, sustained high temperatures for a while, then it becomes purified, the deposits settle, the scum comes to the top, and the part is the ghee. Highly prized Ayurveda, call it liquid gold. And this ghee is something that has received heat, it's pure gold, so it's rich in the element of fire. So you soak the almonds in ghee, so you add more fire to the almonds, they become toasted smell, brownish. And then when it's cooled down, you add honey to it. Honey is also a food that is rich in fire, from the sun, from the flowers, from the bees. And this simple mixture replenishes the minerals and the heat that you lose when you bleed. You understand? So it's a form of self-care to go to the trouble of creating this for your breakfast. I know children need feeding breakfast, you need to take them to school. I know you have other things in your mind. Talking about self-care. A lot of people talk about self-care and they think, oh, I just go shopping and get the item. I think that's okay. That's self-care as well. But that is routines that really bring importance back to you and bring priority back to you. So something that not dissociates from the red tent. The red tent is also a place where women go when they're giving birth, to go to the world, have their hormones and sensations, and the time when they're recovering after the birth, where they're quite debilitated, the postnatal period will be spent in the red tent, the canteen, cared for by the sisters, and allow the baby in that cozy space to nourish and bond with the mother. In the West, there's no signs and ancient tradition. This tradition is still alive in parts of Asia, India, Pakistan, even North Africa, Americas, the indigenous people of America, to observe it. And if they don't now, in North and South America, hold these lodges, they call it they're not physically, the women still respect what they do too when they bleed. Understand? So in the West, that tradition done away with for many reasons. We know history as the wise women of Europe through the Middle Ages, but even when I was growing up, and I used to see it as old wives' tales and superstitions, but there were still things like, okay, you don't wash your hair when you're menstruating. Why? I couldn't understand why. Oh, you can go mad if you do it, or it's really bad for you. Oh, why is your hair so oily? Why don't you wash your hair? What my parents, some of my friends would say. And I was born into a modern home, and her mother was intellectual, so she didn't subject us to those, you call it old wives' tales. But there was a wisdom in that. In the olden days, running hot water, not easy. So you wouldn't wash your hair and put on your hair when your body is already cold, and the energy, the heat needs to be retained in the womb. So why could bring the blood to the head to warm up your hair when you're washing it with cold? You understand? All these wives' tales, there was tradition, wisdom associated with it. I remember a woman who used to come to our house and cook, and she, she was, you could say, I thought she was superstitious. For example, I remember making mayonnaise with egg yolk and olive oil, stir, 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 and my sister came in the kitchen. It's difficult to make mayonnaise, and the mayonnaise went bad, so she started again a new egg yolk and olive oil again. My sister passes in the kitchen again, and the mayonnaise went bad, and this woman was saying, your sister's got a period, she should be in the kitchen, she's spoiling the mayonnaise. And it's true, my sister had a period at the time, and I thought, what's she talking about? But it's just to say the remnants of that wisdom, that women should not be in the kitchen when they're menstruating, they should not be laboring, they should be resting, they should be taking time out. This kind of wisdom came through these old wives' tales, and I call it superstition. I know better now. If I had a chance to relive my menstruating years, I would have conducted myself differently. I hope you do this inspiration. If you want to learn more, consider joining the journey training, which will be online, so it's accessible to all. We have a really good team of teachers and supporters, myself, Elena, and 9 other teachers that are supporting you as a group as you go through the process, which is very rich. The course contains online Zoom classes, question and answer classes, supervised classes for teaching yoga, pre and postnatal. So you go at teaching and leading. It's a very rich course. I can share that. I comment, see if I can address it. Some of you are familiar with the concept of sadhana or spiritual practice, which is early morning practice, yoga and meditation. So somebody is asking whether period we should do our sadhana differently, either more lightly, shorter, or later in the morning rather than early in the morning at 5 o'clock. Yes, of course. Give your body the rest that it asks for. Honor it. Don't deny it. Don't exclude your sensations and your instincts, but in your spiritual practice. So yes, heavy abdominal exercises is absolutely not recommended, nor are inverted postures. We are primals, gravity pulls the blood down, inverted blood goes in, and many people, many sometimes suffer from endometriosis, and disastrous to get posture if you got endometriosis. Somebody's asking us about see, I forget the question. Yeah, we should not go barefoot when you have a period. Yes, like you don't wash your hair to get cold in your head. Don't get cold in your feet. So if you're walking on a cold floor barefoot, no, don't go barefoot when menstruation. Shoes on. So there's a carpet. If there's carpet warm, yes, barefoot. If you're walking on the leaves, it's okay. But if you're walking on stone, barefoot, no. And there was something else. So yes, the Mother's Journey course is starting in October. Month course, 5 modules, one module per month. Online, but the last module, which is leadership and liberation for women, which includes the of red hands and circle, will be present. It will be held here at the ashram, Quinta do Rajo, not far from where I live. And women where I attended the whole course will meet, and it will be celebration time, because then we can really be honest with each other and enjoy each other and enjoy this beautiful environment there is around here. It will be the retreat part of the course. Thank you for listening. You can post your questions and comments on Facebook or Instagram after I finish this session, and I'll be able to address them. I'm happy to. I will be reading the information for the Mother's Journey. So yeah, just to say that the Mother's Journey training, the idea of these Mother's Journey talks is to use who highlight the themes of the training. Is the process of motherhood. So the Mother's Journey will start in October, an online training of 5 modules, 1 module each month. Session every 2 hours, either a practical session of questions and answers in groups, or a class, which will be a larger group. Myself and Elaine will do more teaching, but we have a team of 9 assistant teachers who will support the groups and will coach you through the process, because all of these stir you inside and invite you to look at the world different. Well, sometimes you need to express yourself when you come into contact with these teachings. So yes, you can enroll on the rajo.pt. You will receive a gift if you registered for this session, and the gift will be an article that a friend of mine wrote about the history of the Red Tent movement, and also we'll do some of these posters later. These lovely goddess posters, this goddess banner by Lydia Rule. You'll hear about Lydia Rule's life as an artist and the goddesses that she painted from all traditions in the world. So the sacred comes alive again. Long time has been lost. Okay, about your company, and I look forward to meeting you in 2 weeks' time. I interviewed Kashkar, fantastic child educator, and we'll talk about communicating with children when they're so fixed on the screen and on digital devices. We'll talk about for parents. Okay, thank you. Good night to all.